So today we're going to be checking out two of Kate's rather new releases. We have the Kate Jelly Primer as well as the Jelly Foundation, and I got these two when I was in Malaysia JB back in January. Unfortunately, Kate Tokyo is no longer available here in Singapore, so I have to literally cross the border into Malaysia to get these. I happened to stumble upon it by chance. I did not know that this release even existed, so I was very interested and perplexed by the whole jelly foundation concept. And if you're wondering, I have this in shade number 2, as well as the jelly primer only has like one shade, so it's this like skin tone pinkish shade like this. Only one shade, there's no other shades darker. I wanted to get number 1 actually for jelly primer, but jelly foundation, sorry, but I don't know, I was like, one might look very pale, so I was a bit scared. So we're going to be putting these two on my face today. I will say that I have worn both of these once, and I do feel that the times that I did wear it, I didn't get the clips that I wanted to show you guys up close and personal how it looks like, but also because I felt the foundation itself when I wore it, the climate wasn't the best, so I was sweating like really like a lot and very intensely because I was like very active, so I don't think it was a very fair shot. So today we're going out for dinner later. Now for your reference, I live in Southeast Asia, Singapore. It's always humid here, always very hot. I had this like conversation with my Malaysian friend, and she stays in like the KL, Kuala Lumpur side, and she said that whenever she comes to Singapore, she's sweating like mad. And even though, you know, Malaysia and Singapore, we are so close to one another, she doesn't feel like KL is as humid as compared to Singapore. So that got me wondering, alright? Let me know if you're from other parts of Southeast Asia and you've been here before. Let me know if the humidity here is like next level or what, okay? But like, it's hot. So the fact that these two are like glowy products, right? We are really going to put it to the test because I have a feeling that glowy products, they usually get oilier and like glowier much faster in a hotter climate. And also for my skin type, I would say that I have more normal skin. I used to think that I had normal oily because for the fact that my nose gets oilier compared to the rest of my face. But after taking like makeup classes and actually like feeling different like skin textures, skin types, I've come to realize that there's a very like distinctive texture for skin when it comes to oily skin. I'm going off on a tangent. There's another plane coming by. Oh my gosh. But bear with me. It's more like, I think a more normal skin. It's just that the nose here sweats more often. Oh my gosh. It's like the whole airport is above my head. I can go into more details about this like next time. But yes, normal skin for mine. Currently, this is my skin condition. I only have skincare on. I'm actually about to apply my sunscreen, and the only reason why I've held off applying my sunscreen is the fact that this is actually a tinted sunscreen, so I just want to show you guys the texture, acne, skin discoloration in full view before I actually go in and try and color correct it with the sunscreen that I have on hand. The sunscreen that I'm using here is actually a Thai sunscreen, and this is actually pretty darn good. So this is how it looks like. Nozzle is not the best because it's just like literally a normal squeezy tube situation. I would have preferred it if it was like a pump, but the color itself, it's pretty good. It's a little bit muted. Coverage of it isn't as intense, so that's one thing, but I wanted to be upfront and show you guys the skin condition beforehand. The Jelly Primer from Kate Tokyo has SPF 50+, PA quadruple plus, and it is described as a sheer beige primer, helps makeup stay in place while giving the skin a luminous moonlit glow. Its moonlit pearl pigments are suspended in a serum-based jelly that uses jelly link technology to form a lasting, flexible network layer, the skin that smooths uneven texture, blurs pores, and adds dimension. Leaves skin looking naturally luminous while controlling unwanted shine and reducing makeup breakdown throughout the day. I think on hindsight, I should not have used this SPF. Should I take it off? Man, I don't know. This is the current SPF that I do have on hand, and I don't want to open a brand new one just because. Okay, we're gonna try, okay? We're gonna try and see how this jelly primer actually looks on the skin with a tinted sunscreen on, alright? I'm not hopeful. I am hoping that it wouldn't ruin the texture of the skin, because honestly, this tinted sunscreen alone by itself actually works as a really good makeup primer as well. because I really like the color of it. But now you see that this is turning all very, very pink. Oh boy. I took the primer on the higher points of my face and also the parts that I would like to be highlighted a little bit more to give that volume and also dimension. So highlighting like maybe this portion here, the forehead, a bit of the nose, the chin as well. So thankfully it did not disrupt the application and the color of it too much. I think it looks acceptable. I don't have any peeling on my fingertips or anything, so I think that's okay. Thank God, because I was a bit like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. I definitely can tell that the primer adds a nice glow to the face, because if you were to compare my face when I first applied the sunscreen, just the bare sunscreen on, and then now sunscreen with the primer on, there is a nice subtle glow to my cheeks. It feels very lightweight. The texture itself is very, like as you can see, very gel-like, jelly-like. And the excess that's on my hand, right, has actually been absorbed into the back of my skin already. And there's a very like smoothing feeling to it. Not like a silicone, slippery, smooth feeling. Now my skin feels hydrated, but it feels like jelly elasticity. Does that make sense? But yeah, it doesn't feel like a silicone primer. It feels more of like a hydrated jelly feeling now, like my skin texture itself. So that feels nice. And yeah, okay, I guess we can go in with the jelly foundation itself. So the jelly foundation, it does come with a spatula as well, which is great, really long as well. But the problem is this does not have anywhere to attach to, so you have to do your own diligence and like make sure it's somewhere nearby and make sure it's there for your jelly foundation to like scoop it out. So I pretty sure this came with a lid, but like I might have just like taken it out. I don't know, I can't really remember. And now it's all over the place. It's on the rim, it's on the cap, it's everywhere. And take off whatever's on the lid right now, like this amount. And I'm going to put some on the back of my hand to show you the color difference. So shade number 2 over here, as you can see, against my skin color. My natural skin color, I pull more of a cool light olive. And you can see my skin looks very green and sallow compared to the saturated foundation over here. So let's just like swatch it like right over here. I think it's quite Okay, let me just pull it like from here all the way down to my neck so I can get a better idea. My neck is at least like 1-2 shades darker than my face. So you can see the color difference. I'm glad I went with 2 though, because I have a feeling that 1 would be too light. So what we're going to do now is I'm actually going to apply the jelly foundation, half of my face with a brush and the other half with a sponge, so you guys can see the difference in terms of like the application, the coverage and everything. With that couple of dots on my face, I would consider the coverage of this to be more on the light medium at best. It's buildable for sure, but I think medium is the highest it can go. It did cover up some of the sunspots that I have on my cheeks over here. And if you will see the sunspots here, but I think from afar you can't really tell compared to this side, which has totally no product at all. You can see the sunspots are right over here. So I think that's okay. I think that's pretty acceptable. The pimple on my chin definitely could have benefited from some green color corrector. But I also do want to show you how it will actually look like without any color correction. But the makeup artist in me now is just like color corrected crystal because it's looking very, very red. I'm loving how the skin looks both blurred and glowy at the same time, because you can see like right over here, the texture is blurred out, and then like the glowiness on the high points of my very, very flat Asian cheeks. I like it. It looks like glass skin. I feel that usually when it comes to makeup nowadays, it's like a either or situation. It's either you have very matte blurred skin with not much glow, or if not, it's like a highlighter that doesn't look as glass skin like, or you get glowy skin and then it's like you get the glow, but then there's just a lot of texture showing through. And I mean, that's just like the nature of glowy products. But I feel like this jelly foundation really managed to nail both down at the same time. Like you get the best of both worlds. Granted, this is still like, you know, we're still in the application process, We are going to see how this wears throughout the entire day and whether the skin like stays blurred or not. We'll see how it goes. I do feel like I will powder this down. I know someone's gonna throw a fit like, why are you throwing on powder if it's gonna be a wear test? It's not true to the product. Girl, if you live in Singapore, you know if there's no powder, everything is gonna fall right off. So I will use my usual powder and like powder this down later on. For this side, we're gonna go in with the sponge. The sponge that I'm using is the Rosy Rosa makeup sponges, and it's also wet. I'm gonna do like one layer and just gonna see how this blends out. Wait, let me bring y'all to like the front. Oh god, I have a bit of natural light coming in front of me. Don't mind the light like behind. But yeah, this is how this side looks like with the brush, and this side looks like with the sponge. So I think this is a little bit more accurate because I'm afraid that you can't see the actual true color of it, because right now what I'm seeing is all like a little bit grayscale. In terms of blendability, I have to say that both sides did pretty darn well. Nothing has turned splotchy or patchy or like peeling. I think that's pretty good for both sides. The only difference that I will say is that with the brush, it looks a hair bit more glowier as compared to the side with the sponge. I do think that the sponge does like absorb more product compared to the brush, so that's probably why, because especially if you notice on the cheek area, the cheek here looks much more glowier as compared to this side here. This part, it's maybe 10-15% more glowy compared to like this side. This one, to my eye right now, it's like lesser. It might look a little bit different later when I'm editing, because it has happened before where I like, in real life, this is like my honest thoughts and opinions, but then on the screen it looks a little bit different. But yeah, I feel like this side looks a little bit more glowier compared to this side. Even right now when I'm sitting in a non-air conditioned room and I just have a fan above my head, the window is open, I will say that how it feels like on the skin for a glowy foundation, right? This actually feels super duper lightweight. I don't really feel anything on my face. When I obviously touch my skin like this right now, unpowdered, I definitely can feel a bit of the tack to it. But it's nothing like mask heavy sitting on my face, I look like a glowing egg kind of situation, because I think that was one of my biggest gripes when it came to glowy foundations in the past. When I wore them, I just felt so suffocated, and I felt like things were like sliding around my face, and I still wanted to look glowy, so I couldn't powder it down, and I just didn't love how it felt like on my skin. I felt very overstimulated. It's just like, oh my god, take it off my face right now kind of feeling. This Kate Jelly foundation doesn't give me that sensation. It feels very lightweight. It does feel like I'm wearing any one of my regular matte foundations, and it just have a more like slightly tackier finish. It feels super duper lightweight, so I'm very very happy with how it feels like on the skin right now. I took a little bit of an intermission break and went to the toilet to take a fat shit, alright? And then I went to wash my hands. Do we see the swatch on the back of my hand? It barely budged. Oh my god, I'm so impressed. It really like sat down into the skin. I mean, obviously like a little bit of coverage was lost, like it's right now on my finger. But wow, I'm impressed. Kate, what? This jelly foundation ain't playing. Obviously, I had my specs on because I needed to see and like not be a blind bat, but obviously the nose pad of it, the indentation kind of like scratched off the size of my nose. I mean, that's very common. I want to change my specs so badly because I think this pair that I've had, the lenses are super dirty and I just can't seem to get rid of the scratches and the marks. And also because I spent the last 5-10 minutes sitting on the toilet bowl, right? The foundation itself actually set itself down. So right now, when I do this, it feels significantly less tacky. I'm actually going to use my Hourglass translucent setting powder. I am actually in the midst of trying to finish this up and just get rid of all of my older powders as well. This one has been around since like maybe 2018, so she old. But this one is great for powdering down more glowier foundations. It's not as mattifying, I feel, as compared to my other powders that I like. And the one that I usually do use is actually the 1028 translucent powder, but that one has a bit of color to it, so I feel like it won't be an accurate representation of the coloring of the foundation, and I don't want it to be affected, so that's why I'm just gonna go in with the Hourglass one. And usually I'll use this for my more glowier foundations if I want it to look a little bit more, I would say, yeah, glowier by the end of the day. So let me just powder like half my face. Yeah, you can see with the powder and no powder, like this side. I think the powder actually set it down pretty nicely. This is gonna get glowy in the next 1.5 to 2 hours, real fast. Mark my words, okay? But right now, it still retains that bit of, you know, that sheen while still looking matted down. So let's just go in the other side as well. Usually nowadays when I do powder down my skin, I go in with a powder puff. But because I'm trying to keep the foundation as glowy as possible and not actually like make the foundation like so flat matte, I do want to use a powder brush instead. But I do feel that if you are living in like a humid climate like Singapore, then probably I would recommend going with a powder puff, saturating it and just like pressing it up against your skin. I think that'll be better. I also did not go in with any color corrector or concealer for the pimple situation because I just really wanted to show you guys how this would look like on its own. So yeah. Actually, I've been sitting here for almost an hour. Time check now is 3:53. I started filming at like, I don't know, 2:45-ish. So yes, I can yap a lot. I don't know how much I have trimmed footage down, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera. But yeah, this is how it's looking like at 3:53. It's coming to 4 p.m. My god. I'm back many hours later. It's currently 5:42 p.m. I did my makeup pretty fast. It was actually the hair that took me a little bit longer today. I was trying out some new technique, styling it. So yeah, this is how it's looking like. I don't know how I feel about my bangs though. I feel like it's a little bit too, is it too thick? I don't know. But so far, the foundation itself is holding up really, really nicely. I don't notice any creases, nothing yet. I mean, it was just more like mild sweating so far. I haven't gone out just yet. If you're wondering, the indentation for the nose pad, it is rubbing off like ever so slightly over here and here, letting you peek through the bangs itself. It's actually looking pretty okay so far. I don't want to lift it up too high because I just set it down with hairspray, so it's looking mighty crispy. For the new friend that's residing on my chin right now, you can see that it's there, but it's not like the product itself is bunching around the edges and like making the bump like super obvious, because I feel like sometimes with the glowy products that happens as well. But yeah, it looks like one with the skin. You can see it poking through. You can still see the redness like coming through like right over here, like a little bit. Because I didn't color correct it at all, but I think that this is pretty acceptable in my books at least. So far, the base itself, the nose, everything is sitting so nicely on the skin. I'm very, very impressed, and I can't wait to see how this foundation wears throughout the entire day. It's currently 6:20. I'm about to leave the house. We're meeting at 7:15, but like I want to leave the house a little bit earlier just to, you know, do a little bit of light window shopping on my own. So foundation is holding up really nicely. I mean, like it's been what, half an hour, not much drastic change to report back, but I wanted to show you the fit for today. So we have this like Uniqlo t-shirt going on. It's like this cotton tee with like this particular design where it's like the slouchy shoulders, which for my inverted triangle girlies, you know the struggles of like having like broad shoulders. This kind of silhouette will actually like reduce the broadness of it. And then for the bottoms are actually from my dad. I don't know whether to feel happy or sad, honestly speaking, but they fit really nicely, and they are from Levi's and they have the old Levi tag, so I'm very happy with that. And yeah, my earbuds are here as well. The bag, I'm thinking of bringing this one from GU, this brown bag, because you know we have this very warm theme going on today. And, the scent that I'm wearing right now is this from Odyssey. This is a Thai niche brand. This Afterglow. I think it's inspired by one of the places. I totally forgot. But yeah, unfortunately, this is no longer available. I heard Odyssey as a brand is like closing down or something. I can't remember. But yeah, that is the fit detail for today. Powder foundation. I'm testing out a new foundation. So like I take clips of like throughout the entire day. What do y'all think of the
But
foundation?
you just put it on?
It's been on since like 4 p.m. until now. Yeah.
I couldn't tell that you're wearing it.
Oh, I think I look good.
No, as in, it looks like your skin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that how it's supposed to look?
It's supposed to be glowy, but then I kind of set it down with like powder. But it's like a more glowier powder, and then now it looks like that. I don't know.
It
Yeah.
looks matte. It looks matte.
Matte. Okay, then I think probably the powder helped to like tone it down quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Still looks good.
Thank you.
Looks fresh.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm back home. It's currently 10:04, so it's been like what, 6 hours since I wore this foundation, and it's still holding up pretty nicely actually. You know what? Let me just take out my specs. I think definitely the foundation rubbed off like around the indentation area, but I mean, as my friend said, it looks like it's pretty good. And actually, I think to them it looks pretty matte as well. I can see why. I would say that today, because I was in a mall in an air-conditioned place, I didn't really like sweat too much. So it's holding up pretty well. I think around the nose, especially this area, the folds of my nose, you can see bits of the foundation kind of starting to lift. A little bit of the redness coming through, and you can see this area, the tip of it, I mean I touched it, and you can see this area is kind of red right now. But if not, the under eyes look pretty alright. I assume that if you're working in an air-conditioned environment, I think this will actually hold up pretty nicely with powder on. I am not confident of leaving this foundation alone by itself. Maybe you should try that another time. But at least for today's like full wear test in a humid environment, I definitely want to powder it down. So yeah, I didn't touch up or anything. I didn't go in with additional powder or whatever. So this is whatever's been on my face since just now until now. This is how it's holding up. Maybe just for the lippy I retouched it, but it's not relevant to the skin itself. But yeah, really happy with how this is looking like. I think I will just hang around here and chill for maybe another hour and a half, and then I'll probably go and shower. Then I'll check back in again later on. So yeah, so far looking good. Time check right now, it's 11:51 p.m. I filmed a couple more videos while sitting here, and I did notice a bit of patchiness, a little bit of lines and like splotchiness like around the corners of my mouth, like right over here. So that's a sign. Could it be easily fixed? Definitely. I think I can probably just tap it out, but you can see like right over here, the corners here. This side isn't too bad, but like this side is getting a bit more prominent. Considering the fact that I've been wearing this for so long, I think it is honestly a-okay. I'm pretty okay with just like tapping it out like right over here. Corners of my nose, you can see the redness a little bit more obvious right over here. The nose itself is surprisingly holding up pretty okay. Let me just try and like tap. Yeah, a bit of oil and residue on my fingertip. And yeah, this part definitely feels a lot more oilier right now. I can feel it. But yeah, so far the rest of my face is holding up very nicely. I'm very surprised. Would I prefer to like cover up all these acne and maybe some of the sunspots? Probably, yes, like this area too. There's a lot of pimples coming out. Ooh, I don't know. My skin is very sensitive nowadays. Like I can't reuse like dirty brushes anymore. Like I know it sounds gross, but like I cannot do that anymore. I really have to like go and wash them brushes every single time after use, because if not, your girl's gonna start breaking out. The forehead situation is actually looking very good as well. I am very, very impressed with how it's looking like, right? Like it's looking so good. Wow, okay. But generally speaking, for a glowy foundation, the way it wore, very, very nice. I'm very, very happy with how it looks like. And you know what? I always use the hourglass powder, so I knew how it will wear. And honestly, I was expecting the foundation to fall apart a little bit faster. But it actually held up pretty fine throughout the entire day. So I would say that I would highly recommend checking out the Kate Tokyo Jelly foundation and the primer itself. I do think that the primer, I probably have to test it out separately. I definitely think it's a contributing factor to how the foundation wore throughout the entire day. But the foundation itself, I would say it's pretty darn good. I'm very happy with how it's looking like. Now this makes me very, very curious about the concealer itself, because there is a concealer in this line but I didn't pick up because I just felt like I had way too many concealers, especially since my Australia trip, so I think I decided to chill on the concealers. But now I kind of want to see how the jelly concealer wear, because like the foundation and primer is very impressive, so the concealer has to be impressive, right? 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 Maybe I should check it out. Let me know, what do you think of this whole wear test? Have you tried this foundation out, the primer out? I would love to hear your thoughts as well, and I will see you guys in my next video over here. Bye bye! I'm gonna take all of this off and take a nice hot shower. It's late, I'm tired. Okay, bye.